Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Professor Point back at Business Mind Developers. Today we're going to talk about what a lot of business owners do not know. Fees. Fees, yes. Fees are the things that will keep you back from getting what you need to succeed. As far as a financial institute, if you don't pay the fees on the state level, they may not even mess with you. Yeah, the state is still required to hold your entity, but every state laws and regulations are different. They may carry you for so long, and then they may administratively dissolve the entity. Some states will carry you as long as however their laws regulate. Also, a lot of fees at the front end, depending on how the state has those fees regulated, you can figure out a way to take off some of those fees. Not all of them, but you could take off a lot of those fees. Some states, even though you may have entity revoked, may allow you to register another new entity once that one is administratively dissolved, or if you dissolve it, or if it may still be revoked. It all depends on the state agency. They may not allow that at all. I would assume most states, if you're a part of a revoked entity, won't allow you to open a new one, but some states, they may allow you to do it anyway. It all depends on their requirements at the time of your registration. But it's always good to just have everything at a zero balance, that way you don't have to deal with anything. So that's what we're going to help you with here at Business Mind Developers. Now, the things that we're going to talk about in this segment is going to be called the fees. We're going to talk about city fees that you'll have to pay as a business owner, state fees that you'll have to pay as a business owner, other things that you may or may not know about as a business owner. Most business owners will pay a lawyer to get their business together instead of continuing researching their business. Now, of course, it's going to take money to operate a business. Well, here at Business Mind Developers, you've got to understand that the state wants you to have a business, or at least they have a lot of jewels that you can apply to your life that will enable you to operate a business. And you'll learn how to explore different ways to get finances, even though you don't have the actual finances to start your business. It's all how you present yourself, as far as with the legal documents to the right individuals or financial institutes that are geared towards helping what you need in order to get what you need to succeed. So here are some of the things that you don't know. When you register a business on the state level, there's a fee. What you should do is, when you initially register that entity, have your notepad and your pen and ask them, what are the annual fees? What do I have to continue to pay in order to keep this entity going? Entity meaning incorporation, LLC, limited partnership, limited liability partnership, or a limited liability limited partnership, or a general partnership, or a co-op, or a non-profit, whatever type of entity you register on the state level, or even if it's just on the city level as a doing business as, or they may call it a sole proprietorship, assume name, even register on the city level. What are the fees to start it? What are the fees annually to keep it going, to keep it in good standing, to keep it within the requirements of the state as a entity in good standing, with the city or the state level? Get the fees together. So therefore, just because you're registering the name does not make you a business. Registering a name, there's other things that goes along with registering an entity, which actually fuels or which actually makes the entity mobile. Creating a name only starts the structure. That's the foundation of the entity. That's the ground floor. That's it. You just have a name. Now it's time to build. Okay, now some of the things that you may not know. There's going to take a business license to operate your business. A business license is registered on the city level. It's simply making a phone call. A lot of these fees are small, so a lot of things that you're paying a lawyer to do, which is a good thing. If you have absolutely no clue, I highly encourage you. I've met a lot of lawyers who are good lawyers who assist their customers at the utmost respect. But at the same time, if you do a little research on your own, you'll find out that you can cut a lot of fees that you pay them to do, and then you can pay them to really get magnified deals for you and not really be exhausted paying them for little fees and paperwork that you can do on your own. So you're going to have a business license. A business license means that you're licensed to operate, meaning that there's a category or description that you've given, that you went down to the city official, probably the county circuit clerk or some type of city official or authority at the county level that has to register you in that county, meaning wherever you live, you're going to have to register that business, or wherever you operate the business. You got to go down to the county to get a business license. Now they want to know, do you have a doing business as, or if they call it sole proprietor, do you have a DBA registered with the county, or do you have an entity registered with the state? Once you present that, then they give you paperwork, and now you're licensed. You still are not done, but simply calling the county circuit clerk of whatever county you live in, asking for the office where you can register your business. You want to get a business license, they'll direct you, and you will fill out the paperwork, and you can have that simple process taken care of at a small fee and not pay someone to do it. Also, another thing, just because you have a name registered, which you can use throughout the state for our state level, or you can use throughout the city for the city level, now you have a business license to operate that. You're also going to probably want to contact the IRS in order to get a federal ID number. You want to have a federal ID number associated with your business. It's going to give your business an identity. It's going to say that I'm registering on a federal level to let them know that I am a recognized business and following guidelines. So that's a number that you're going to use a lot of the time when you're going to deal with other businesses, because you can give them your name, but they want to know if you have a federal ID number, meaning that you're meeting the laws of the land. So federal ID number is simply Googling it and getting a number to the IRS and registering and getting a federal ID number once you have the business name and the business license. So now we have an entity registered either with the state or with the city. We also have our business license by contacting the county circuit clerk. And now we have a federal ID number which is connected, that identifies our business that is registered. Now, there are little nuggets that you're going to need as far as a business owner, and good things that you're going to get. One thing we highly recommend that all business owners do here at Business Mind Developers is get in contact with like a non-profit state-funded agency who are paid by the state, the government, to assist you. These programs are not something of big promotion per se, unless you're in the right place at the right time, but they're there. One good one is called SBA, Small Business Administration. When I used to work for a state agency, they were a great resource to take anybody who doesn't know or who has some knowledge of or who even knows about business to the next level and give you great resources to help you. SBA, Small Business Administration. That's another thing to put in your arsenal. Now, another good thing is that whenever you register a business, we think it's a good practice here at here at Business Mind Developers, encourage you to also seek out what is called a vendor's license. Now, a vendor's license, which is a terminology, it's more of the grandpa terminology, but now they've defined it as a resale permit. So some agencies may still call it a vendor's license, but most of them may define it as a resale permit. And what that will allow you to do is that you can associate your business with that vendor's license, as far as they want to know if you have a federal ID number. They want to know if you're registered on the state level and or the city level. They want to know if you have a business license, which you've done all that. Okay, so now they will issue you a resale permit. And a resale permit, to bring your mind to what a resale permit, whether you don't know or you're in a land of la-la, to bring you down to a simple format as far as how we do things here at Business Mind Developers, is to bring you to a small understanding to help you to filtrate to a big understanding, avenues of questions and solutions that you're going to come up with here. So, a vendor's license, you got to think more of a scale of a big department store that you may go to on a daily basis, or a fast food restaurant that you may go to several times a week. Sometimes I know that you see that there is either a food truck pulled up to some of these fast food restaurants, or you'll see at some of these big department stores, big trailers pulled up, bringing out merchandise into the store. That is because that store has a resale permit, or what we call a vendor's license, because it is cheaper for them to buy a large amount of product than to buy it individually. And the other benefit behind having a resale permit, or a vendor's license, as they call it, is that everything that you buy is 50 to like 60% off. It may be just 40 or 30, but it's a huge percentage off, because you're buying it at wholesale price and reselling it at retail price. So you buy it at wholesale price, but the wholesaler tells you what the individual product, or the one who produced the product, their suggested retail price, and that's what you have to sell it by. But you can add your taxes or your own price on that, or you can sell it at a discount. So understanding that having a resale permit allows you to buy huge mass of products at a huge mass discount. And depending on how you work it, you can really make some revenue. So a lot of things that you would buy, okay, to use an example, if you take a 40-inch screen TV, nice HD 40-inch flat screen TV, say it costs $800. Well, if you have a resale permit, or some may call it vendor's license, and you get that $800 TV for probably about $175. That's what a resale permit does for your business. Or even if you're not starting a business, if you're going to think about starting a business, still to stock up. Now the thing about that is, yeah, you're getting a huge cut, and what's the catch? The catch is because you have the resale permit, which is a very small fee. The other flip to it, but the flip side to it is that you have to buy it in bulk. So yes, you're getting a flat screen TV, 40-inch, for $175. That's worth $800, but you have to buy 10 of them. So you see, that's how the wholesaler makes his money. You buy it in bulk, you give him $1,750, but you in return have $8,000 worth of product. So this is how the major stores and major restaurants operate their business. They also have a resale permit, a vendor's license. They sign contracts with these wholesalers, and this is how they make their money. And sometimes you get to a point where the wholesaler will lend you the product before you even make the payment, because y'all have a good communication. But to take it to a more of a small scale, for you young entrepreneurs, if you like things like gym shoes, or if you like video games, or if you like rims for your cars or computers, or if you like clothes, some of our business-minded developers who are women entrepreneurs. Well, the woman entrepreneurs, we have those too. If you like gym shoes, or if you like designer purses, this resale permit, this vendor's license, is going to allow you to buy that in bulk, so you can buy several of those with different colors for yourself. And it depends on if you, according to some of here at Business Mind Developers, we've been told that if you don't report that you made any sales, or saying that you didn't make any sales, if you didn't make any sales that year, or the latter year you didn't make any sales, then you don't have to report that. So that's a great thing to have, is that resale permit, that vendor's license. Awesome thing to have. You can get anything, clothes, any type of product. We highly encourage all of those here at Business Mind Developers to get that resale permit, that vendor's license. It's very important that whatever state agency you get with, to ask them if they have a list of other agencies that may be helpful for you. Another agency to check on is withholding tax. You want to check with this agency because withholding tax means that you're it's all about paperwork. So we're giving you little nuggets. If you want to register an entity, you have to go to a state agency, a division within the Secretary of State. Once you do that, to get a business license, you have to go to a county circuit clerk, or a state official, a city official, or a county circuit clerk to get a business license. Once you do that, to get a federal ID number, you Google or you get the number to get a federal ID number to register. You have your business license, you have your state registration, you have your federal ID number. Okay, and then you have your business license. So you have all these components which are all together. You get the vendor's license because that's going to be a benefit to you, both pleasurable and also profitable. iPhone watches, iPads, all those things, getting that huge discount. That's another good thing we want you to have. Another one that we want you to touch on, another state funded agency, which we feel will be a good one, is called the Chamber of Commerce. I used to deal with them for the 11 years I worked for a state agency. They are another nonprofit agency which is good for networking. A lot of new companies that come into the state, and also business owners in the state, they get together and meet, discuss different things within their areas, different ideas. They also do different things to learn and to help your business and your community grow. So the Chamber of Commerce is a good way to network with new businesses coming in, and also existing businesses networking to make their state or their city or county grow. So we highly encourage you to get into these things. Also try to look for, when you deal with SBA, ask them if there's any classes or seminars that may be available that you can go to. Some states offer seminars and classes for a very small amount of money. So those are some of the little things that you need to add to your arsenal. Little things you don't know. How do I register with the state? You go to a state agency within the Secretary of State or division to register your LLC. Okay. In order to get a business license, you have to go down to the county circuit clerk or a city official in order to give them proof that you have a state registered entity in order to get your business license. Okay. And then you go get your federal ID number. You call the IRS and get you a federal ID number. Okay. Then you also contact withholding tax, so you can be within those requirements as far as registering with the state. Another one that we didn't add is sales and use tax. See, yes, the vendor's license sounds a lot like it does a vendor's license, or they may call it resale permit, but exclude that, and we're strictly talking about sales and use tax. Sales and use tax, what they want to know is you have a business, and what area are you operating in? What are your sales that you make on a quarterly note? So if you make $5,000 within 4 months, and that's their city requirement that you have to report it 4 months, you have to report it 4 months, you made $5,000. Then you match that up with your taxes at the end of the year. Okay, so sales and use tax, you have to call them, tell them, I'm running this type of business. Do I have to register with you? Do I have to make a report? Okay, so you'll be in the clear. All right. Also, we've discussed in some of the other videos, but registering as a S corp or a C corp is a big deal. When you initially register your entity, you register as a C corp, meaning that you're going to get a lot of taxes deducted. If you find the agency that registers subchapter S corporations or S corporations, you're going to avoid that double taxation. And then the individuals who are members of the corporation can also report only their earnings, and their individual, they can report it with their individual income and get huge tax breaks. Having a business is huge tax breaks. Another thing business owners do not know about is tax write-offs. You got to keep reports of everything that you do every day and learn how to associate it with your business. A great tax expert that we've come across here at Business Mind Developers is a tax expert. His name is Mr. Thompson. And he's got a great mindset of how to get a lot of tax cuts. But it's very important to keep record of everything you do. Every time you get gas, every time you get something to eat, you need to get some business cards made up. So therefore, every time you talk to somebody, you exchange a card. You can also use that as a tax write-off. Got to make sure you need your logo or the name of your company needs to be on your card. The mileage now becomes a tax write-off. Every time you go out to eat with your daughter, whatever, Mickey D's or a nice restaurant with the old lady, or you just out by yourself, leave a card, that's considered a tax write-off. So there's a lot of things that you can add. Learn about tax write-offs, period. So those are some of the little things that we want you to focus on. How to register with the state, or you go down to the county circuit clerk. Have a business, okay? How do you get a business license? Go back to your city official and register and tell them you have a business registered. Now you have a business license. Okay. How you get a federal ID number? You call the IRS, and they issue our federal ID number once you tell them you have a business registered, and they verify that. Okay. How do you get a vendor's license? You call. It's a city agency. I really don't want to spit it out because different states have different names, but you'll just ask whatever state agency you come in contact with, what is the number to where I can register a vendor's license, or do you guys call it a resale permit? Once they get you to the agency, make sure you document it, write it down. You register that, now you can get products at 60% off, or some huge tax cut, whatever it may be. We're just hypothetically speaking here at Business Mind Developers. You'll have that registered. Also check with the withholding tax if you have to register with them. Also check with sales and use tax to make that quarterly report. They also may get you into registering as far as the zoning with the county, because they want to know what zone that your business is operating in. You have to report that too, because every area of the city and the county and the state is regulated in some way, and therefore there are finances that have to be paid in order to keep that area going. So as a business, you get tax cuts, but you also have to take care of that part also. Last but not least, hope you got a lot of good information about what we spoke today. Just to give you some little nuggets now, those are a few key points that you can check on research. So therefore, you're not paying someone to do all these things that you can do yourself, and you can pay them to do things that'll take you more higher, and you can kind of handle the little things instead of putting that on your lawyer or whomever, or you can do it all yourself. And really, that's our goal here at Business Mind Developers. Talk to you soon. Hope you grow.